The greatest threat in your favorite game isn't aliens, monsters, or even the creepy neighbor next door, but something far more familiar? Welcome back, gamers. Today we're peeling back the layers of Echoes of Deception, exploring the latest update that turns the entire storyline on its head. Trust me, you won't want to miss a second of this deep dive into the game's most mind-bending secrets. So, the new campaign mode has finally dropped, and with it comes a wealth of lore that redefines everything we thought we knew about the game. Our protagonist, the ever-diligent doorman, is now tasked with a 7-day probation period. Seems simple enough, right? Wrong. This isn't just about greeting residents and keeping the building secure. It's about navigating a labyrinth of deception orchestrated by none other than the Doppelganger Detection Division. Triple D for short. Triple D isn't your average government agency. They're monitoring an apartment complex in the heart of downtown, a building that's become the epicenter of their secretive operations. But here's the kicker. The supposed alien invasion, the doppelganger pandemic, all fabricated. That's right, the government has been pulling the strings all along, using the facade of extraterrestrial threats to mask their true intentions. So what's really going on? Enter the Chameleon Project, a clandestine initiative aimed at creating perfect human replicas to infiltrate enemy lines, governments, and organizations. These doppelgangers aren't just lookalikes. They're designed to be indistinguishable from their human counterparts, capable of mimicking personalities, behaviors, and even memories. The goal? To gain the upper hand in global espionage without raising suspicion. But as with all tales of playing God, things don't go exactly as planned. Dr. Alexander Vaughn, the lead researcher living incognito within the very apartment complex he's using as a testing ground, is orchestrating experiments that blur the lines between ethical boundaries and scientific ambition. Alongside his supposed wife, Amelia Stone, a brilliant scientist in her own right, they're observing how these doppelgangers interact with unsuspecting residents, all while our protagonist unknowingly becomes a pivotal player in this dangerous game. As the days progress, the doorman is faced with increasingly challenging tasks, identifying doppelgangers among residents, making split-second decisions that could mean life or death. The game mechanics cleverly incorporate subtle tells and behavioral quirks, forcing players to pay close attention to dialogue, body language, and even inconsistencies in backstories. But here's where it gets even more twisted. The doppelgangers are becoming self-aware. They're not just puppets, they're conscious beings with their own agendas. Some are even banding together, plotting a rebellion against their creators and humanity itself. This unexpected development throws a wrench into the government's plans, creating a new layer of conflict that raises the stakes significantly. One of the most chilling moments comes when you confront a doppelganger, only for it to drop the act and reveal its true nature. It taunts you, hints at an impending takeover, and leaves you questioning who the real enemy is. These encounters aren't just eerie, they're a stark reminder of the consequences of unchecked ambition. The game offers multiple endings, each providing a unique perspective on the unfolding narrative. Let's delve into some of the most impactful ones. If you fail to identify the doppelgangers accurately and allow too many into the building, a catastrophic breach occurs. The doppelgangers seize control, eliminating the real residents and establishing the building as their stronghold. The final scene is haunting. A doppelganger resembling Dr. Vaughn appears at your window expressing gratitude for your unwitting assistance. It ominously details their plans to expand beyond the building, to the city, the state, and eventually the entire world. You're then eliminated, becoming just another casualty in their uprising. This ending emphasizes the theme of unintended consequences and the peril of underestimating the creations of hubris. Alternatively, if you manage to gather evidence against Dr. Vaughn and Amelia Stone and report them to Triple D, you'd expect to be hailed as a hero, right? Think again. Instead, you're deemed a liability. The organization can't risk their secrets getting out, and you're swiftly apprehended. In a gripping cutscene, you're confronted by Dr. Vaughn, who reveals that your actions were anticipated all along. It becomes clear that Triple D and the Chameleon Project are willing to eliminate anyone who threatens their agenda. showcasing the extent of corruption and the devaluation of individual morality in the face of overarching objectives. If you perform your duties flawlessly, identifying every doppelganger, protecting all the residents, you receive a modest reward, a standard paycheck, and a generic note of thanks. There's no fanfare, no recognition of the monumental task you've accomplished. The world continues oblivious to the dangers that lurked within the building. This ending highlights the expendability of individuals within massive systems and raises questions about the value of heroism when it's unacknowledged and unrewarded. There's also an ending where, in your overzealous efforts, you mistakenly identify real residents as doppelgangers, leading to their elimination. This results in your arrest and prosecution for indirect murder. The game forces you to confront the moral implications of your actions, even when they stem from a place of caution. It's a poignant commentary on the dangers of paranoia and the fine line between vigilance and culpability. The game brilliantly explores themes of identity, trust, and the moral implications of scientific advancement. It forces you to question who you can believe and what lengths those in power will go to achieve their goals. The use of the apartment building as a microcosm for these grander schemes adds a layer of claustrophobic tension, making every interaction a potential threat. Moreover, the narrative delves into the ethical dilemmas of creating sentient life for utilitarian purposes. The self-awareness of the doppelgangers raises questions about consciousness, free will, and the rights of artificial beings. Are they mere tools, or do they deserve autonomy and respect? Outside the main storyline, there's a fascinating subplot involving a local farmer named Chester Titter. He claims to have witnessed alien activity on his land, including a flying saucer and the mysterious disappearance of his livestock. While initially dismissed as a conspiracy theorist, Chester's sudden disappearance and eventual return raise more questions than answers. He emerges a changed man, speaking of time travel and future societies, claims that eerily align with elements yet to occur in the game's timeline. For instance, Chester dons a peace symbol on his attire, a symbol that historically wasn't designed until years after the game's setting. This anachronism suggests that his claims of being transported to the future might hold weight. It's a subtle yet brilliant detail that adds depth to the game's lore. This side story adds another dimension to the overarching narrative, suggesting that the government's manipulation isn't confined to urban settings but extends to rural areas as well. It blurs the lines between reality and fabrication, leaving players to ponder the extent of the deception. So what does all this mean for us as players? The game's latest update isn't just an expansion of content. It's a deep, immersive experience that challenges our perceptions. It invites us to delve into a world where nothing is as it seems, and every choice has significant consequences. The developers have masterfully crafted a narrative that intertwines gameplay mechanics with profound storytelling. The ethical dilemmas presented force us to consider our own values. Would we recognize the signs of a doppelganger among us? How far would we go to uncover the truth? And at what cost? The game serves as a reflection on real-world issues. The themes of government surveillance, unethical experimentation, and the erosion of personal freedoms are all too relevant in today's society. It raises critical questions about the moral responsibilities of those in power and the potential fallout when humanity oversteps its bounds. From a gameplay perspective, the new update enhances the experience by incorporating more interactive elements. The decision-making process is more nuanced, with choices impacting not only the immediate outcomes, but also the overarching storyline. The attention to detail in character development and environmental storytelling adds layers of immersion that keep players engaged from start to finish. The audio design deserves special mention as well. Subtle cues in the soundscape alert you to the presence of doppelgangers, creating an atmosphere of constant tension. The musical score adapts to your choices, heightening the emotional impact of critical moments. The gaming community has been buzzing with theories and interpretations. Some players believe that the entire game is an allegory for societal issues, while others are dissecting every clue to predict future updates. The discussions have sparked debates on ethics in gaming narratives and the responsibilities of developers in portraying such heavy themes. Echoes of Deception isn't just a game. It's an experience that stays with you long after you've put down the controller. It challenges you to think critically, to question the world around you, and to reflect on the consequences of actions taken in the name of progress. So, have you played the new update yet? What are your thoughts on the doppelganger conspiracy and the government's hidden agenda? Do you think the doorman is just a victim of circumstance, or does he play a larger role in the unfolding events? And what about Chester Titter's mysterious journey through time? I'd love to hear your theories in the comments below. If you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more in-depth analyses of your favorite games. Make sure to turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Until next time, keep your eyes open and question everything. You never know who or what might be watching.